Today on Trucks and Other Stuff, we are going to be reviewing a 2015 Mazda CX5 all-wheel drive with the 4-cylinder engine. So stay tuned if you want to know more about this car. We are starting here in the interior of this Mazda CX5. Like I said, it's all-wheel drive, which is a very nice feature for, as you can see outside right now, it is snowy. Not thick snow, but it's got snow on the ground, which is nice. So all-wheel drive is a nice feature that offers you better stability and such. So we're starting here in the cockpit of the vehicle, sort of giving you of what it would be like to first sit in this CX5 2015. You can't see very well because it's not backed up, but the first impression, and I know, I'm sorry, this is a negative thing, but it's one of the only negatives I have about my first impression, is the fact that I don't have too much leg room. It is a small car, so I get that, but I'm a bigger guy, and I like having plenty of leg room. Now that's the very first impression. Once you sit in it for a second, you realize that this car is well equipped and is very comfortable. We're gonna start on just work left from right in this car and think about what's going on. So left to right, my driver door here. What do I have for controls? I have, of course, your windows, your auto and the driver's lock, and locking the window stuff. Then you have your mirror controls. Very simple, classic design there. That's nothing to write home about, but it just does the job well. Traction control off, your lane departure, and your blind spot sensor is nice. This is your maintenance information setting. So those are the different things right there. Down here, you do have your hood latch, and that sort of does it for this side of the vehicle. Now we move to the complicated section. This is the instrument cluster. I do like this instrument cluster. You have a number of things available to you. Of course, your RPMs, also your indication for what gear you're in. Your speedometer, which has trip and your miles at the bottom there. That's nice and simple. And then over to the right, actually, is one of my favorite parts about the cluster. It's a digital display. So you have your three main clusters here, here, and here. These two over here are analog with a small digital display, and the right one is all digital. And that gives you a little bit of option to change what you're going to do in there. You have your fuel gauge, different indicators like your lane departure, and also you have your outside temperature. I believe you can change those. In the center, you have where you display your info. So down here on the steering wheel, you have an info button. Press that, and you can change what's displayed up there. So your average speed, current mile per gallon, average mile per gallon, distance to empty, all those wonderful things. So that's the instrument cluster there. And then you have the steering wheel, which comes equipped with many different controls. Your controls for your radio over here, volume and tuning, controlling your phone, calling info and stuff like that. And then you come over here and your cruise control settings. So this car comes equipped with adaptive cruise control. I'd like to do a separate video completely on adaptive cruise control. I think that'll be a helpful video. Your on-off button, your setting, and then distance from the car in front of you. So that's a good feature. I believe that is also available, distance, right there on. So you have your info, controls, and then have your display up there. And then of course you do have your window, your windshield wiper controls and such. So that's your controls on your steering wheel. Over here on this side, you do have your turn signal and your light controls, auto and high beam stuff. So that's that. Now that we finished with the instrument cluster there, we're going to move over to the radio and the controls over here, and then we'll move on to the interior of the car. So you do have a touchscreen available. At first I didn't think this was, because there's other controls you can use to move through the displays, but it is touchscreen, which is a nice feature. It does have the option for a CD, which is also nice. Most people aren't using those nowadays, but that's okay. So you have the radio up here, it's touchscreen, and then down here are some more controls for that same system. So you have a select, push this big button down. You can move through different settings by turning this dial, and as you can see up here, that moves through the different sections of the system. Your volume, you have a mute button there, your home button, navigation, music, the back button, and start. Next to it is your parking brake, your electronic parking brake. Up to engage, push it down to disengage. Very simple there. You do have a shifter here for your automatic transmission. And then also down here, you can switch it to sport mode. Now I don't know exactly what that does. We're going to test that out later, figure out exactly what it does, and so that'll be fun. We'll test that. That does it for the interior functions, except for the seats. Driver's is electronic, and the passenger is manual adjustment. So that does it for the driver's seat. The first impressions, how do you control different systems, and so now we're going to move. All right, we're looking at the interior right now, from at the driver's position before you would get in. It's nice leather seats. I believe they're ventilated seats. Very comfortable. I like the white. I like the white a lot. It's white on black trim. It's a good look. It's a good look. The car itself is black, and it fits very well with that. So you have your front seat here, conforms to your body very nicely. It's a comfortable seat, as well as the passenger side there. And then, if I can do this without killing my phone, here we go. We're going to go to the back seat. The back seat is also very comfortable. Still that nice leather upholstery, stitching there, and just a nice back seat, comfortable. Does have anchors for your car seat if you want. The center does have a nice cup holder there. Not very many features for the back seat, but it is comfortable. And then the boot, as the British would say. Look at that nice, spacious back. Lots of storage, extra little storage down here. Some anchor points, and then those aren't anchor points. What are those things? Those put the seat forward. That's really nifty. I didn't even know that feature. So the seats go forward and create a nice flat surface for the whole back of the car. Very good feature. So that does it really for the back. Not too much back here to talk about, but we will go ahead and put this seat back where it belongs. And now we are going to go and we are going to take this car for a test drive and see how she does. Test out that sport mode, see the difference between normal and sport mode. So here we go. All right, we are now going to take this car for a drive and see how she does. We are at a park right now, got a little bit of a gravel road here. So I may give it a little bit of a go and see what she does because with the all-wheel drive. We're gonna find out. So, okay, so first impressions of the driving quality. It's a nice little car to drive. It's a little bit higher up than a car would be, but it's not like a truck, obviously. It drives a lot like a car. And now I'm gonna give it a little gas and find out what she does. Okay, so I didn't put it all the way down. I just wanted to see what it would do when I put my foot down a little bit. Traction control came in. It wasn't an awkward traction control engagement. It felt good. The all-wheel drive did keep me planted. I didn't do any sliding to the side. No correction needed, which was nice. So now we're gonna do the same thing again. We're gonna stop here. We're gonna do the same exact thing again, except we're gonna do it in sport mode. Okay, we're gonna see what that does. Here we go. Okay, so that is nice. That does well. Okay, so the difference between regular mode and sport mode when launching in gravel with snow on it and ice was significant. So I first tried it without sport mode on. And again, you have all-wheel drive and you have traction control, and they're both working together to get you the best grip possible. Normal mode, I had a little bit of slip. It was sluggish, and it kept it control. When I put it in sport mode, the traction control still worked well, but it allowed the all-wheel drive to work to its full potential, giving more power to the wheels, and that felt good. It's just a small little engine, but it did well. So I'm gonna stick it back down into normal mode now. Here in a second, when I get a free hand, back into normal mode. And I want to find a spot where I can, again, put my foot down and find out what it's like. As we're going there, we'll talk some more about the ride quality. And it's decently smooth. It's not buttery smooth on bumps. This is a decently bumpy road. What I like about this car is the tightness and firmness of the steering wheel. I feel like I am in complete control, and that whatever I want it to do, it will do. I have a little bit of a turn here. We're gonna go a little faster. See what it does. Yeah, it's just nice and stiff. It's just nice. I like it. We're gonna turn a Yui around here, and we are going to give you a little bit of a launch in. I want to be careful. This is not my car. Don't want to do anything stupid. But I want to feel the difference between normal and sport mode. So here we go, from a standstill. From a standstill. Okay, that's normal mode. No one behind me. Then again, as I switch it to sport mode. Still no one behind me. Here we go. Complete stop. That feels good. I didn't feel too much difference on regular pavement. I did feel difference when I was in gravel. And I just got up to speed. I'm not speeding right now, if you're wondering. I just got up to speed. That would be a normal scenario for you if you were trying to pull out into a busy intersection and you needed to go. It will do it for you. It's not sluggish. And it uses, in sport mode, it uses all the RPM range. So I was looking down at my RPMs, and it used, so the rev limiter goes to 6,000 RPMs, and it used every bit of that when I had it floored. Right now I'm in sport mode and I'm driving along. It keeps the RPMs up higher. I'm going to shift it down. I'm at 2,500 RPM right now. I shifted it down into normal mode, and now for better fuel economy, I'm all the way down. I'm down, let's see, I'm probably at 1,200 RPM right now. So, a little bit of a review of what the difference between regular and sport mode is. So, I think it does give it a little better performance. I know that it significantly changes the shift pattern. Allows you to use more RPMs, and I think it does have better throttle response in sport mode. So now I think we're going to finish there. Talk through a little bit of an overview of the car and what I think of the car. I like it. I think for the job that it was intended to do, it does it very well. This is my mother-in-law's car, and I think that for her context, running errands and driving around town, it's a very good car. It's not a sports car, nothing to write home about in that way, but for someone in Iowa who has snow and ice all the time in the winter, running errands and such, this is a great car for that scenario. All-wheel drive keeps her safe and in control of the car, and the car has enough pep to do what it needs to do to keep people out of harm's way and have a good driving experience. So I think overall that this car does its job very well. Now, would I buy this car? No, because that's not my context. I have a trailer and I live on a dirt road. This isn't bad for a dirt road, but for my context, it would not work up in the mountains. So that is my review of a 2015 Mazda CX5 all-wheel drive. Thank you for watching. Remember that when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I will give away a 12-inch light bar. Remember that. Like this video, comment about your CX5, your thoughts on the car, and then hit the subscribe button. Get yourself a chance to win a free light bar. Again, thanks for watching.